performance specially brought to you for this special evening. Please put your hands together and welcome them.
皆様、決勝戦前にスペシャルプログラムをお楽しみください。
Welcome to Saitama in Japan, where the anticipation is fever-pitched for the 37th edition of the AFC Champions League final. It is, of course, the second leg. Two teams finally poised at one each after the first encounter a week ago. It is East meeting West, Japan against Saudi Arabia, the Awara Red Diamonds against Al Hilal. An anticipation for this one, well, it couldn't be any greater in a quite extraordinary atmosphere in Saitama. The Japanese fans turning out in huge numbers. The capacity of the Saitama Stadium, 63,700. And we are set for a smashing of the existing two-legged attendance record for the AFC Champions League showpiece occasion. Currently stands at 118,348 from back in 2013 when Guangzhou Evergrande of China took on FC Seoul of Korea. That is set to be smashed, and just soak in the atmosphere here. Astonishing murals. The chant of the Japanese supporters has been non-stop for the last 5 minutes. Now, let's check in with the team news. The Awara Red Diamonds unchanged from the side that somehow came away from Riyadh with a 1-1 draw in the first leg. Rafael Silva currently on 8 goals for the competition. Scorer for them with that early strike after 10 minutes a week ago. He'll be expected to do similar. Yuki Abe, by the way, the only survivor from the team that won this competition 2007, 10 years ago, the last time the Red Diamonds lifted the trophy. Options are plenty at the bench as well, including Zlatan there. Expect to see him later if the Red Diamonds are chasing a goal as the two skippers exchange pleasantries. Abayuki, the aforementioned Japanese star, and the skipper for Al Hilal, Osma Hausawi. Our referee from Uzbekistan is Ravshan Ermatov. Full marks, it must be said, to our Jordanian referee who officiated the first leg, Aham Makhamdeh. He had to show 7 yellow cards in that encounter. Now, team news for Al Hilal, and it's very important. There is no Eduardo, a big miss. He hobbled off in the first leg, but the good news for the Saudi Arabians is that in his stead, as he did off the bench in the first leg, is Nawaf. So not a bad man to have to come in to take the place of one of their superstars. And on the bench, they've got options as well, Mohamed Kano among them. So just the one change from the 22 players that started out in that first leg a week ago. And what a game this is for Takafumi Hori. A side, remember, his side that have won all 6 of their home games in the Champions League this season. And Ramon Diaz, whose Al Hilal outfit, are unbeaten in the competition so far. Something's got to go. They've won all 6 of their games here in the competition so far, Aurora Reds, and Al Hilal undefeated in the competition. In fact, they're only defeating something like 40-odd games, claiming the Arabian Club Championship. And that was way back at the end of August. So 2 teams in fine form. Ironically, of course, Al Hilal already qualified for next year's competition, with the rule not in place as it is in the European Champions League. Even if they win here, very likely the Awara Red Diamonds won't be able to defend their crown next season. A simply stunning atmosphere. The scene is set for a scintillating 90 minutes. Remember, extra time and penalties are possible, but only if the game finishes 1 each after the 90 minutes. Many eyes on Omar Kabin, their Syrian striker for Al Hilal. 10 goals in the competition. He looks set to win the Golden Boot. 6 in his last 3, astonishingly. The only man that can conceivably catch him, well, that's Rafael da Silva. He's 2 behind on 8, and he himself is on a 2-for-2 roll, having scored in that first leg. And incredible to think that the Red Diamonds get here, having not led going into the home leg of their previous knockout round encounters. As we take in the final 5 seconds of the countdown, just listen to the roar. So our referee, Ravshan Ermatov of Uzbekistan, gets us underway. Can the Red Diamonds use that away goal advantage to steer themselves to Champions League glory for the first time in a decade, or will Al Hilal lift their third trophy and their first since the year 2000? Going back through the routes to the final hill, that's an early slip and an early chance for the Red Diamonds here. On the edge of the box, the cross comes in and it whistles past the post from Nagasawa. Well, almost disaster at the start for Al Hilal in a similar way to their disaster inside 10 minutes in the first leg. Possession given away very cheaply by Joe Farley. And that was an early scare for the boys in blue. Just didn't get hold of it like he would have liked, Nagasawa, and the chance goes begging. When you go back through to the round of 16, the Red Diamonds 2-0 down against Jeju of Korea. They beat them 3-0 here after extra time in the quarterfinals. They trailed 3-1 to the fellow Japanese side Kawasaki Frontale, and then won the second leg 4-1 here, and then in the semi-finals 1 each after the game in Shanghai before they won the second leg by a goal to nil. That result would do them very nicely in this one, thank you very much. So, still waiting for Al Hilal here to settle down. It's all the Red Diamonds early. Early touch for Amayov. Still yet to see, inside the first couple of minutes, that attacking flair that Al Hilal are renowned for. First leg finish 1 each. I think it's safe to say that no one could have had any complaints, apart from maybe the Red Diamonds if it had finished 3 or 4-1 to Al Hilal. Such was their dominance, but it's a different kettle of fish in Fortress Saitama, where the Red Diamonds have a proud record that really doesn't befit their current league standing. 21 points off Kashima in the J-League, only 7th. Al Hilal, of course, their season just underway. They're second. 4 points off Al Ali, but they have got 3 games in hand. And here they come on the charge. Salman, an early touch for Omar Karbin. Kribin that was penalised on that occasion, and this will be just the start that the Aurora Red Diamonds wanted. They've got the crowd involved in this, and it's a very strong showing early on. Bearing in mind 3 minutes into the first leg, and I think Al Hilal had 2 half-decent chances. Maybe it's going to be 2 half-decent chances instead for the home side. Kashiwagi was looking for Rafael da Silva, but they still have it, the Red Diamonds. Ball comes through and there's plenty of space here. And cool as you like, the header goes back to the keeper. From Salman. Nicholas Melesi just getting in his teammates' way, but they managed to keep possession. First chance to look at Al-Barak. And the noise here, well, the atmosphere was hostile for Aurora in Riyadh last week, and they're giving Al Hilal a taste of their own medicine here. The attendance record for a 2-legged Champions League final tie smashed here in Saitama tonight. And it's getting an atmosphere to match. But with this tie so finely balanced, just 1 goal could change it all. You could argue whoever gets it first, it might not be telling. But the way that the Red Diamonds have started here, and there'll be a free kick. Kashiwagi hitting the deck. This is a really strong start, a much better start for the Red Diamonds in terms of possession. Of course, they led inside 10 minutes in Riyadh, but they are bossing this game early. They're not giving the Saudi Arabian side any time on the ball as yet. Remember, it may be 1-1 on aggregate, but the Red Diamonds have the advantage of that away goal. If it finishes 0-0, the trophy is going to Japan. And the West struggle at claiming this crown that has eluded them for so long will continue, but here they come. Shirani. Nalesi, out it goes wide. Oh, that's asking a lot, and the Red Diamonds could break here. Referee plays on, he was happy with that challenge. Oh, nice skills down the right-hand side. And now they come forward through Salem. Salem into the middle, looking for Cribin. Comes to Salem, can he pull the trigger? The Red Diamonds doing enough defensively, but that was the first sign of the mazy attacking promise that we know Al Hilal possess. And for the first time, it's the men in blue getting a decent sustained period of possession. Here's Salman. Barak. It breaks down in the final third, and Red Diamonds managed to get it back to keeper Shusaku, who had such a good game. 4 or 5 world-class saves from him in the first leg, and if they do go on to win this trophy, he'll be one of the key factors why, as you get a glimpse of Rafael da Silva. No surprise he appears to be playing just that little bit deeper in the early stages here, as they try and battle that Christmas tree formation that served Al Hilal so well in this competition thus far. Oh, nice build-up play. It's a lovely touch from Kashiwagi, and they're away here. Muto on the right, can't control. And Al Hilal will come away with it. Well, that was a loose pass. Certainly they're taking their time to settle down here, and they've given the ball away. Chance from the edge of the box. Keeper gathers the shot from Nagasawa. Straight at Al-Mayouf. Well, 2 shots on goal so far. They've both come from the Red Diamonds as the flag goes up against Omar Kribin. Let's have a look at this one. Certainly closer than the first effort. On target. Had some space to work with as well. Either side of Al-Mayouf there. And that could have left Al Hilal even more frantically searching the breakthrough that they have to make. Remember, they have to score a goal, Al Hilal, to give themselves a shot at this. At least one. And so far, it's the Red Diamonds that are looking the more likely. Eduardo out, remember, for Al Hilal, injured in that first leg. If you are just joining us, we played 8.5 minutes here. It's still goalless, 1-1 on aggregate. Al Hilal edging the possession, but in terms of chances, it's 2-0 to the home side. And now, the crowd have just dimmed somewhat, although they soon get going again when they think there's a threat from Saudi Arabia, as the flag goes up again. Second time in 2 minutes, Cribin's been caught offside. Da Silva. Inside it goes to Kashiwagi. The Reds dictating it once more. Endo, delightful ball through, looking for Muto. Muto with a cross. Blocked at the First Avenue. Endo. Standing rock solid against him there was Shirani. Now it's into the box. They'll have to be careful here. Nagasawa. Oh, no, that was late. Referee's going to give a free kick here. And more worryingly for Al Hilal, Omar Cribin appears to have picked up a knock. They cannot afford to lose him, surely. Might just be milking that ever so slightly to avoid any potential booking that would come his way. Certainly was late. A little later on in the game, that might have warranted a caution, but it looks like he's going to get away with it for now. Omar Cribbin limps away. Meanwhile, set piece time for the Red Diamonds. First time for them to swing one in as Kashiwagi over the ball. Plenty of options up there, including Rafael da Silva. Makino up from the back as well. Kashiwagi with the delivery. It's a decent one, it's an asking one. Could have got anywhere, that. And Al Hilal gratefully hack it clear. That definitely asked a question of the blue defence. Handball. Just coming up to 11 minutes played and it's still goalless here. If you were looking at the stats for this game, as we get a chance to see that free kick coming in again, the stats would suggest 0-0 is by no means an unpredictable scoreline, but to the naked eye, if anyone saw that first leg, there's so much attacking talent from Al Hilal. It just seems inconceivable that the Red Diamonds could limit them to just one goal in 180 minutes of football. But already Al Hilal finding this a different kettle of fish to the game on their own turf 7 days ago. Assistant referee judging that came off Muto last. Oh, that's a nice flick. Works him into some space. But good pressuring from the Red Diamonds, and they almost forced the mistake. They have forced the mistake. And there's some space here for Rafael da Silva, whose first touch just didn't give him what was required. Now, Salman. And that's the first free kick inside enemy territory for Al Hilal. And again, Omar Cribbin is going down and rolling around, and that is going to be the first yellow card of proceedings, I think. Came in from behind, did Ugajin. Ugajin, who was booked in the first leg, is now booked in the second. And that's him now walking a bit of a tightrope for the next 70 odd minutes. Well, worrying times for Ramon Diaz, who of course played in Japan for a couple of years in the mid-90s with Yokohama Marinos. He's already got a Copa Libertadores win on his CV in 1997. That, of course, the South American equivalent of the AFC Champions League. Boy, how he'd like to add the AFC Champions League to his resume. So with that injury, Mukhtar amongst the substitutes warming up. Omar Cribbin, of course, endured heartbreak when Syria came oh so close to toppling Australia, missing out on a World Cup place that ultimately went to the Aussies after that win against Honduras just over a week ago. But they're playing for 10, playing with 10 for now, Al Hilal. And the crowd really getting into this. It's almost like the Red Diamonds having a 10th man. Here it comes to Jafali. But early indications are that Takafumi Hori's got his tactics spot on here. The same 11 that lined up and struggled for large parts of that game in Riyadh, but they're setting the pace and dictating so far. It's a back pass that's going to ask something of the keeper. And El Mayouf deals with it well with a raking clearance that gets back into the Red Diamonds half. Oh, almost a slip there. Going to have to endure some pressure from Nicholas Malesi. Cribbin now back on to the field of play. Oh, that's a Back pass that for a minute looked like it might cause Al Mayouf some problems, but again he manages to get a long raking clearance off the back of it, and Cribben is lurking, and there's an offensive slip. But offside is given. That's the third time inside the first 15 minutes Cribben has been deemed to be offside, coming back from an offside position on that occasion. Some space for Endo. Loose pass, and Al Hilal will mop it up, but just look at the work that they're doing in the press. Endo himself managing to get a touch that won the ball back at Endo. Well matched, muscular there by Nawaf. Nawaf approaching. I'm sure Al Hilal would hope full fitness after an injury layoff, and an ideal replacement for Eduardo, who nonetheless is a big miss for Al Hilal. Oh, that's another slip. And that was a strong challenge on Kuroki that is deemed a fair one. It's furious. It's Jafali with his teammates for putting him under that kind of pressure. And this time the free kick goes Al Hilal's way. Jafali had to get his timing spot on with that. And just about did so. Kuroki not able to get on the end of that slip. Well controlled by Sharani, but they're not going anywhere in a hurry, Al Hilal, and that's all down to the hard work the Red Diamonds are doing here. They're really limiting the options of Al Hilal, and they're turning it into a slugfest in the middle of the park, which for now will suit the Red Diamonds perfectly. Lovely touch though from Nicholas Melesi, and now they come forward. Superb tackle. Rafael da Silva doing the hard work, and they were almost away, but just like that precision pass, it would have taken them into Al Hilal territory. Every time Al Hilal get the ball, the bird comes in. From the Japanese faithful. Certainly Al Hilal know they're playing away, that's for sure. Closing them down nicely. Evidence already of how this has become something of a fortress, but they've got a break to deal with here. Nicholas Melesi does well. Melesi wants it back. Melesi gets it back. Oh, both the players in blue left it for the other, and it's opened up a counter-attack being led by Muto. Muto's pass not quite on the same wavelength as Kuroki. So a couple of half chances for the Red Diamonds and not a sniff at goal so far for Al Hilal. Well, it was nice for a while, that one-touch passing movement. It wasn't going anywhere. Unable to win the free kick was Salman, so it'll be a throw that they try and take quickly, too quickly as it turns out. Nawaf. Oh, Nawaf almost tripped over the ball there. So unfortunately it's not a classic, but these affairs sometimes do turn into nervy, edgy encounters, particularly with the stakes so high and the game so finely poised. But at some point Al Hilal surely will get an attacking sniff, which is what they're going to need to at least get the away goal back. Of course, a 1-0 win for Al Hilal would be enough for them. Nicholas Melesi looked lively so far. That easily identifiable blonde-haired figure on the right, the Uruguayan. Oh, another slack pass. The movement off the ball so far for Al Hilal not that impressive, and they're going to pick up their first yellow card as well. It's Abdullah Ataif who goes into the referee's book. So we're one each on yellow cards. The tension here palpable. They know that their team, these Red Diamonds fans, have made the strongest start. As we have a look at Nagasawa going flying by virtue of the challenge that Datei for yellow card, but they also know Just one goal, particularly if Al Hilal score first, is going to put them under incredible pressure. Of course, if the Red Diamonds were to get one, it doesn't really change that much for Al Hilal. They'd still need a goal to, at best, take it to extra time. But 2 goals for the Red Diamonds, and you would feel fear for Al Hilal. Throwing goes the way of the home side. 20 minutes in, still goalless. No question that Al Hilal have enjoyed that lion's share of possession, but so far unable to create the chances that they were creating seemingly in every other attack in Riyadh a week ago. Melesi, well, that's a risky chest down, it works out for him, and now Melesi will get a chance to break. Out it comes for the left-hand side. They've got runners on the overlap. Nawaf, rather optimistically looking for Melesi on the return. And instead, it's Kashiwagi. Tempted into going long for a moment there was Albarak, but ends up settling for the throw. Don't think we've seen an Al Hilal player touch the ball in the Red Diamonds penalty area yet. This game certainly being played in a congested midfield for now. Salem to Salman. Osma. Oh, that was a nice turn and go, looking for the free kick that doesn't come his way. Osma, the calming influence at the back. And they come again, this time with Ataif. Quick, crisp passing to Salman, but the Red Diamonds are keeping that line across the middle of the park, really preventing Al Hilal from any penetration thus far. Shirani, Salman. Melesi will want this at some point, you'd have thought. And instead it's a twist and a turn from Nawaf. Shirani, they're keeping possession well, but they're going nowhere at the moment. Cast your mind back to 2007 when the Red Diamonds last won the Champions League. They won it after a 1-1 draw away from home against Sepahan of Iran, before beating the Iranians 2-0 on their home patch. 59,034 that day. I wouldn't mind wagering there's more than that here in the stadium tonight. And a nice contingent of Saudis have made the trip as well, which is nice to see. A free kick for the foul on Nawaf, who has started to show glimpses of his creative talent. But Rahman Diaz is probably the least happy of the two managers at the moment. Oh, that's another cheap giveaway. Straight to Nagasawa. Rafael da Silva. Oh, his pass was initially intercepted. Did well da Silva to battle back and retain possession. And Al Hilal cough it up relatively quickly as well. Here's some space for Nagasawa. Rafael da Silva twisting and turning. Rafael da Silva spotted the run of Muto. It comes to naught. Muto fouled. They win the free kick. It was Shirani that was the transgressor there. A cute ball in, finds its way to Endo. His ball across the face of goal, easily picked out, and again Al Hilal, they try and get moving quickly, but they're just not as sharp as Red Diamonds at the moment. Shisaku, star of the first leg. His clearance goes as far as Osma. Now Gribin, first chance for a side of goal for the Syrian. And that shot at goal went no further than a yard, and bearing in mind he took the effort from about 30 yards out, that sums out the opportunities that they've been given so far, but could one come here? Nawaf's attempted cross that was looking for Omar Kribin is blocked, and the throw will be taken by Sharani. And that's going to come to Nicola Melesi. Space opening up now, space opening up now, just over the bar! It's the closest they've come to a goal. It's the only effort they've had on goal so far. And it was Salem who found the ball at the edge of the box. Nicola Melesi just doing enough. And Salem danced his way through one challenge. And look at that Yuki Yabi sliding tackle that may have just done enough to put him off. Look at that. Small margins. Ramon Diaz knows. With the chances at a premium. Could be the difference between trophy or no trophy. Now, is that a signal that the game's going to start to open up? With 20 minutes to go in this first stanza, just shy of 20 with time added on to come. Al Hilal finally getting a sight of the Red Diamonds' goal. Could have sworn that there'd been more offside decisions than that. It's going to be another yellow card. It's a second for the Red Diamonds, and now both their defensive midfielder Ugajin and Makino are on yellows. Going into the back and climbing all over with an elbow to the back of the head to boot on Kribin. Can't have any complaints there, Makino. He's hit the walls early on, is Omar Kribin. He's clearly been identified. No brain surgery needed to work that one out from Takafumi Hori. If they stop Kribin from scoring, there's every chance they'll be AFC champions in around about an hour and a bit's time. Now, Nicola Melesi. He's going to look to aim one on the penalty spot here. Nicola Melesi. Oh, that just didn't get the proper connection from Sharani. And Shisuki manages to gather comfortably. Well, for the first time in the game, you get the feeling Al Hilal are just beginning to turn the screw possession-wise. That only created that one opportunity, really. Barak with the throw, Nicola Melesi. Good run, and that was a firm ball across the face of the box that they just managed to deal with. Well, delayed whistle from the referee. I think he was waiting to see if there was an advantage, and there wasn't. And Osama, the skipper, is pinged for the challenge where, to be fair, there's an argument that Kuroki was coming back into him, but I think Kuroki knew exactly what he was doing, and the Red Diamonds, this will suit them. They can slow it down once more. Al Hilal having to win back possession and create another opportunity. Jafali was beaten in the air there. Aoki to Endo, Muto. Back to Endo. Still awaiting the first corner in this game as we come up to the half-hour mark. Oh, ball through, very nearly found Nagasawa. And that will be the first corner ball of the 2017 AFC Champions League final second leg. Al Hilal playing themselves into trouble, trying to play it out from the back. And here we go, the first corner. And the noise strikes up again. It's going to be Kashiwagi to take it. Makino's up there. Abe's up there. Goes short. Oh, that was a clever ball through again. Offside, I think the decision there. Yep, offside. Muto unable to get himself back into an onside position, so as we're up and over the half-hour mark, Al Hilal able to build from the back. Another long searching clearance from the keeper, met well by the head of Endo. And so often they're being penned back on the sidelines here, Al Hilal, and their response more often than not is to give possession away, and that time it was Muto's pressure that caused them some bother. Endo's throw is a clever one. Kuroki manages to swat aside the attention of the defender, but they've given it away. And then Nicola Milesi gives it away. And conceding the free kick is Attaf. Now Attaf's on a yellow card, remember. He's got to be very careful indeed. Oh, Attaf, you've got to be very careful in that situation. Already on a yellow. Wouldn't mind wagering if he hadn't been on a yellow, he'd have got one for that. Common sense prevailing from the referee. Kashiwagi with the free kick. And it goes tamely through for a goal kick to the Saudi Arabians, who are clearly going to have to do this the hard way. They're playing against 12 men here, not 11. This kind of atmosphere that the Saitama faithful are giving for their team, surely, metaphorically speaking, worthy of an extra man. Fan zone, the AFC Champions League fan zone packed 45 hours before kick-off. Here's Salman, here's a chance, square ball, vital interception. Because Omar Kribin was lurking there. The offside flag got up, but they weren't to know that. And that was solid defensive work from Makino. It's touch and go. Assistant referee, to his credit, took his time. And it was Sharani on the initial ball through that was flagged for offside, I believe. Well, that's a nice ball over the top from Nicola Milesi. Mark Kribin is a touch isolated at the moment. So he's support players in midfield having to do so much work dropping deep to attempt to win that midfield battle. It's another reckless challenge. Jai Farley, referee, I think, giving him his final warning before he might potentially see yellow. Picked up a yellow in the first leg, remember. In terms of the nationality battle, Saudi Arabia with 4 Champions League wins in their history, Japan with 5, so a win for Al Hilal would level the countries up, still both a long way behind Korea, who, despite their shocking showing in this year's competition, lead the way with 11 titles, which is going to take some reining in. You have to go back to 2011 for the last team from the West that won the Champions League. Outside beat Jeonbuk 4-2 on penalties. And as it stands, this year's trophy is going to Japan, but one goal could really change the complexion of this game. Rafael da Silva, not for the first time winning a free kick. This time it's Albarak who's penalised. Rafael da Silva getting a bit caught up with his own quick feet there. Still battling back to try and win possession, and this time going down clutching his head is Salem. Sami rather sportingly checking he's okay, and he is good to continue. Again, Omar Kribin, no joy at all against what's a sturdy back four for the Red Diamonds at the moment. Nicola gets it back, looking lively in the middle of the park is Nawaf. Let's see, here's Nawaf again, that's a nice layoff. They're coming through the middle here, but there was always just going to be too much on that through ball. And again, Omar Kribin unable to get on the end of a teammate's through ball. No fault of his own on that occasion, it must be said. It's a spectacular ball across the pitch that finds the target in Ugajin. And Ugajin's experience helps him buy some time, and the Red Diamonds, remember, limiting Al Hilal to really only one chance on goal. That Salem effort on the 25th minute that just went up and over the bar. Oh, that's a dangerous pass looking for Endo. He gets there in time, and that's an on-to convincing clearance from Jafali. Nawaf anticipated that one well, and Nawaf comes away with it brilliantly. Nawaf, one of the brightest sparks for Al Hilal so far, gets this latest attack going. Ball comes in on the bounce. It was dealt with well by Yuki Abe. And again, Omar Kribin can't help but think at some point Ramon Diaz is going to have to find him a strike partner to keep him company. They've got attacking options on the bench. Yasha Al-Khatani and Mukhtar Omar Falata. Remember, they must score Al Hilal to have any chance at all of being the champions, and they can't afford to give away possession like that. Gave Shirani absolutely no chance of getting on the end of that. Well, the more you watch these first 37 minutes, you just wonder whether this is going to be decided by a tactical masterstroke from one of the two coaches. I don't think Takafumi Hori's got any qualms so far as this ball comes in, and it was laid back by Kashiwagi, and it could have gone anywhere. To be oh so careful in those situations, Al Hilal, because the penalty is always a danger. And that was a real fright for Al Hilal 8 minutes before the break. Great joy down the flanks. The ball came in. It was a brilliant run in from Nagasawa. Kashiwagi just unable to find Kuroki with it. Yuki Abe into Endo. Ramon Diaz was appealing for that and seems to get the decision. Jafali. The crowd relentless with their enthusiasm and audible notes of displeasure every time Al Hilal enjoy any kind of spell of possession. Shirani. Oh, that was a dangerous ball. He gets away with it though, does Nicholas Melesi. Nawaf looking sharp on his return from injury after coming off the bench in the first leg. Here's Salem. Salem doing well. Salem to the byline. Salem crosses it in. Oof. Well, there was a bit of uncertainty. Eventually it's hacked clear by Yuki Abe. Now after the Abe clearance, looking for Nicola Melesi. High foot there. Would have been penalised, I'm sure, if the Red Diamonds hadn't come away with it, and come away with it they do. And that's a great ball looking for Rafael da Silva. He's got options in the box. Kuroki is there. Rafael da Silva. Rafael da Silva going on his own, and he's ultimately dispossessed. Kuroki was waiting for the ball that never came. But again, signs that the Red Diamonds can do damage on the counter. Ball through, looking for Ataif. And now they're charging towards the goal. The shot comes in, deflected and just wide. That's going to be the first corner for Al Hilal. Salem's shot Deflected wide. They get a corner from it. And now we see the big men coming up from the back for Al Hilal. Jafali, the height of Jafali and the height of Osama here, going to be a threat. They've got the height advantage man for man of Al Hilal. Look at that imposing figure of Osama, the skipper. Can he get on the end of this corner? It comes in from Salman! Nicola Melesi charging in. Salman gets it back. To the byline he goes once more, Salman. Well, that was rather theatrical from Nagasawa, but he does get the decision. Decent delivery from that corner there, and Nicola Melesi was a couple of centimetres away from getting contact on that first, and it would have been a point-blank effort had he got there. This game remains on a knife edge. Goalless on the night, 1-1 on aggregate. The Red Diamonds in possession of that precious away goal that Takafumi Hori has done so well to defend thus far, and that man Ramon Diaz is struggling to claw back at the moment. But still, well over 45 minutes of action to go, and it's opened up for Nicola Melesi here. He's got options in front. Nicola Melesi tries to find Cribin. Melesi wants it back. Nicola Melesi! Oh, he's wasted the best opportunity of the game so far for Al Hilal. It opened up for him on 2 occasions there. Credit to Cribin as well for helping that develop. Melesi found Cribin. Cribin found Nicola Melesi. Oh, and he'd like to take that chance back again. That was a real waste. Tried to get it on his right foot as opposed to his wrong one. And a chance goes begging, but crucially, Al Hilal in the second half of this first stanza are at least creating opportunities. Can they create one of them? Melesi, increasingly influential. Cribin. Oh, they've given it away. Nice play. Salem ultimately coming up short, though. But the first touch of the Red Diamonds that was so rock steady in the opening 20 minutes starting to be pressurised now by the Saudi Arabian boys in blue. Sharani. Encouraging signs for Al Hilal heading into the break here. Looked like Kuroki was climbing all over the back of the Al Hilal man, but the referee not deeming it worthy. And here is Kuroki. Keeps possession well under pressure. Gives it away though. And they come again. And they're starting to look crisper. It's beginning to open up a bit for Al Hilal in the middle of the park. And they are certainly finishing the first half the stronger of the two sides. Nicola Melesi. Out wide it goes. Looking for Salman. Shirani. Jafali. Otaif looks to scissor them through the middle, but Cribin's layoff wasn't good enough, and the skipper brings it out from the back. Yuki Abe. They've given it away again, though. Nicola Melesi, referee playing advantage. Out to the left-hand side, and Shirani. Where are the options in the box, though, for Al Hilal? There are none there. Salem fouled there, and inside the last 60 seconds of the regulation 45 in this first stanza, well, they had the opportunity to launch one into the box, but Al Hilal prefer to play it shorter. And they've given it away here, and now there's a chance for a counter. Driving through the middle is Muto, looking for support in Rafael da Silva, and he finds him at Rafael da Silva's pass to Nagasawa. Not good enough. And inside the last minute, offside. It was a late flag, but I think the way Omar Cribin tried to get on the end of that would suggest he knew he was offside. And that's certainly not the first time that the Al Hilal hitman has been deemed guilty. And one offside to the other this time. That's the first time we've seen, well, the second time our Red Diamonds have been flagged for offside. Can't imagine there'll be too much time added on for stoppages at the end of this first 45. Maybe goalless, it may have been tense, but it remains nonetheless entirely gripping. One goal in this game will change the complexion and perhaps the destiny of the AFC Champions League for 2017. Nawaf, he's had a strong half and a clever ball through, finds the Taif, and there's another free kick. Now surely they won't take this one quickly. With just 40 seconds left, they'll surely launch this into the penalty area and try and see if they come up with the killer goal at the end of this first 45. So the Red Diamonds are going to have one more bit of defending to do, it seems, until they get to the dressing rooms to regroup, knowing that if it stays 0-0, it's still they that have the edge in this one. Osama is up for this one. Going to be delivered in by the set-piece man, Salman. It's going to be the outswinger. Salman flicked on the edge of the box, but flicked backwards eventually. And that header through will find its way to the safe hands of Shisaku, who's not really had a save to make. The two best chances that have come to Al Hilal have both been spurned by players missing the target. And Ravshan Ermatov signals for half-time with the scores goalless in this game, very much still in the balance. The AFC Champions League title in the balance. The Red Diamonds starting very strongly indeed. A half chance early on for Kashiwagi that just brushed the side netting. But as the half went on, it was the Saudi Arabians that finished the stronger. A couple of chances of note. At the 25-minute mark, Salem's shot just grazed the crossbar before twice in the final 5 minutes of that first half. First Salem and then Nicola Melesi with the best chance of the game failed to register for Al Hilal, who still trail by that crucial away goal. It's 1-1 in the aggregate, 0-0 on the night at half-time here in Saitama. Arar Reds 0, Al Hilal 0. Welcome back to Saitama, where it was goalless at half-time. It remains 1-1 on aggregate. The Aurora Red Diamonds in possession of that precious away goal. Extra time and penalty still on the table. Should it finish 1-1 here after 90 minutes, and then 2 each on aggregate. But the onus remains with Al Hilal to get the one goal at least they need to give themselves a shot at being this year's AFC Champions League winners. An incredible atmosphere here at a capacity-packed Saitama Stadium. The attendance record smashed for the AFC Champions League two-legged final. And although we had no goals, it did play out to be a fascinating tactical battle in the first 45 minutes. The Aurora Red Diamonds stifling Al Hilal for a good half hour before the men in blue just started to turn the screw, and would have taken enough heart from that in the dressing rooms at half-time to suggest it's well within them. But look at what they're battling with, not just the 11 men, or 10 in red and 1 in green, but also there's some 60,000 plus who have been in unison supporting their Red Diamond idols. The Aurora Reds looking to lift the trophy for the second time in their history, a decade after their success against Safavidan of Iran. We remember they won 2-0 on the night after that first leg in Iran, finished 1 each. Our referee from Uzbekistan, Ravshan Ermatov, gets us back underway. As if you need a reminding, it's the Red Diamonds in red playing from right to left, and Al Hilal in blue playing from left to right as you watch it at home. Remember to get in touch via Instagram and Twitter. The AFC handles on the bottom of your screen as that ball goes out for a goal kick. Taking a tumble was Nagasawa. No changes to note at half-time. Sure, it won't be long before Ramon Diaz pulls the trigger if it remains goalless. They need a goal, remember. Short of Eduardo, this Al Hilal team, after he was injured in that first leg, but in fairness, Nawaf has done a decent job, as he did when he came off the bench a week ago in Riyadh, of providing a creative midfield spark. But despite a number of openings opening up, and they've given the ball away here, Rafael da Silva is in acres of space. If they'd have gone to him, it gets to him eventually. Da Silva lays it off to the left to Kashiwagi. That could go anywhere. Comes from Rafael da Silva, who drags it wide. And what an opportunity, just 90 seconds into the second stanza. Rafael da Silva, they had a chance early on in the first half. They had a chance early on in the second on the edge of the box. Rafael da Silva maybe just put off by the presence of Osma and Ataif, distracting him, and he pulls it wide. Comes to Da Silva again. He's had some space to work with early on in this second half as the Brazilian. And this one's come through. Came all the way through to Kashiwagi. Rafael da Silva got the touch, but it's not the touch that they wanted, the Red Diamonds, and Al Hilal. Here comes Nicola Malesi. Malesi out wide, it was asking a lot, but Albarek's got there. There's options in the box for a change for Al Hilal. Albarek to the byline with freedom to cross. And again, and the header across. This is a great chance for Al Hilal. They've not really registered a shot on target yet, and it doesn't look like they're going to do on that occasion. That was far more dangerous than the oblivious nature of the crowd in Saitama suggested. But the danger is cleared. No one from Al Hilal seemed to want to have an effort on goal. It was great work at the byline from Albarak. Sold the dummy, which Ugacin bought. And after the defensive header from Aquino, the second boat of the cherry went begging. Got to be a goal in this 90 minutes, surely. Certainly nowhere near as chance-filled as the first leg, but there's too much attacking prowess on both sides here to be stifled for a full 90 minutes, you fancy. Although a goalless draw, I remind you, would see the trophy stay in Japan, where it currently waits to be awarded to either Aurora Red Diamonds or Al Hilal. Will it be a 6th win for Japanese teams or a 5th for Saudi Arabia? Nicola Melesi. That's nice play. Drag back there is Nawaf. And this is going to be a free kick in a very dangerous spot. Kashiwagi is penalised. Is the card going to come out? No, instead the spray paint does. But who's going to pull the trigger here? This is prime real estate for someone to have a go. Couldn't really ask for it to be in a better position. Shisaku in the Red Diamonds goal has been equal to everything thrown at him, save that one goal from Kribin in the first leg. Albarak gives a team talk to Omar Kribin, who looks like he fancies having a crack at this. Just a couple of men at the moment in the Red Diamonds wall. I can't believe that won't become at least 3 or 4. I think it will, yep. Maybe a 4-man wall, but Omar Kribin is over this. Or is he just going to be the decoy for Nawaf to strike? Kribin on Nawaf. Al Hilal desperate for a goal to seize back the initiative in this Champions League two-legged affair. Nervous moments for Shisaku and the crowd in attendance. Nawaf or Kribin? Kribin! Oh, wide of the post. Another chance and another effort off target for Al Hilal. And it seemed it was on the more natural side for Nawaf to have a go there. This is going to be a corner, straight at the other end they go. Now the Red Diamonds, can they make a set piece pay? A 3rd corner for them on the night, 4th in total. Al Hilal with just that 1 corner in the first 45 minutes. Listen to this crowd, soak it up. Great to see atmospheres like this in AFC football. Already 1.9 million people prior to tonight have attended an AFC Champions League game this season. We are going to go over, or just under, give or take, the 2 million barrier for the season after this attendance here. Taking on some liquid. Kashiwagi. Makino's up there. Marshall by Osma. Kashiwagi's corner, it's a good delivery, keeper's come, keeper claims well. Amjouf with a solid claim, and what's more, he's managed to find a blue shirt, and that blue shirt in the shape of Salam manages to buy a free kick. When I'm sure if the Red Diamonds had left him alone, he was going to concede a throw to the home side. Where's this goal coming from? No question, Al Hilal need it most. But of course, should they get it first, then it'll be the Red Diamonds desperate to try and break the net. Loose touch, finds Nicola Melesi. His ball through looking for Kribin, is dealt well with though by Ugajin. Already 7 minutes gone in this second stanza. It remains level on the night, level on aggregate, but, and it's a big but, the Red Diamonds in possession of that precious away goal they scored through Rafael da Silva 10 minutes in, a week ago in Riyadh. Rafael da Silva with a layoff, opening up. Flag may well have gone up there. As it was, Nagasawa's attempt at a through ball had too much juice on it. Hard to envisage that if we get to an hour and it's still goalless, we don't see a change made by Ramon Diaz. Nagasawa, very nearly find its way through to Kashiwagi there. Coming away with it is Salman. Nicola Melesi. Out to Salem. Melesi wants it back. May well get it back now as well, but with the attentions of a Red Diamond shirt on him. It was Aoki doing the pressing. Oh, that's loose. needlessly breaking down. Still, Takafumi Hori knows this game could still be decided by just one kick of a football or a head of a football. It just takes one goal here for Al Hilal to become AFC Champions League champions. The Red Diamonds, do they stick or twist? You get the impression for now they're sticking. If they were to get a goal, then Al Hilal could still get one to send it to extra time and penalties. Just managing to keep that in was Al Barak. Good pressure being applied here by the Red Diamonds, but that's great play from Salem to find some space. Salem wants it back. Salem gets it back. He's got a man to his left. Still Salem goes. Nicola Malesi wants it. Nicola Malesi! Blocked well by Ugajin. And the header, well, it was going nowhere really, but they may end up conceding a throw or a corner. A lot of work by Muto to keep that one in, and he ends up conceding a throw, but in a far less dangerous piece of territory than looked initially likely. This game is getting nervy. Substitutes warming up. Surely only a matter of time before we see Yasser or Mukhtar employed by Ramon Diaz. Well, was that a foul throw? I think it may well have been. A penny for the thoughts of Ramon Diaz here. What tactical switch has he got up his sleeve to make the breakthrough? A breakthrough that Al Hilal need. The Red Diamonds can win as it stands with a goalless draw. But they're certainly enjoying a bit more possession, and that was a delayed reaction to the fall from Al Barat that's rightly going to win Al Hilal a free kick. Nicola Malesi got options. Improvised clearance from Endo. Suggestion of handball there. But instead, Nagasawa wins the free kick. Too much on that ball through, and it's come straight back the other way for Moto. Moto get back inside to Aoki. And that's nice from Red Diamonds, but essentially it breaks down again when they were looking for that final ball to put the Al Hilal goal under some danger. Not messing around, getting on with it quickly is Ataf. Goes to the left-hand side. Here it finds the dangerous figure of Nawaf. Nawaf, there's pace down the left to burn here. That was great pace shown from Sharani. And it results in a corner, just the second Al Hilal corner of the game. Endo just doing enough to prevent the cross, but they've got defending to do from a set piece, and once again, that hulking figure of Osama looks to have at least a foot height advantage of anyone in that penalty area. Nicolas Malesi trying to play that back on into the box, but nothing doing. And that's the first time effort that is essentially going to give them another corner. Nagasawa getting the head on that, not sure he knew too much about it. So, take three from the corner flag for Al Hilal. Salman again with a delivery. Can they find the giant figure of Osama, the skipper? He wants it on the penalty spot. Flicks on, could have gone anywhere, comes out to the edge of the box. Nicola Malesi! Oh, another half chance goes begging. I don't know if it technically was on target. There was no pace behind it, but Perhaps you could argue that was the first shot on target from Al Hilal. Ramon Diaz, we're approaching the hour mark now. Is he getting ready to make that change? Surely that was a push in the back. Referee seeing an advantage, perhaps. He does see the advantage and plays on. Nawaf. Push back before he can go forward. The whistles ring out once more. Goodness only knows what the atmosphere would be like if they go a goal behind it. The Red Diamonds and they're actually needing to score one. That looked like it had gone out. But no, Al Burak's given the benefit of the doubt. Play on. Salem. Hack clear by Makino. Osama. A lot of strength shown from Osama. Out-battled Kashiwagi quite easily in the end. Looking for it down the right. Instead, they're going down the middle here. Could fall anywhere on the edge of the box. And it's hacked clear by Kashiwagi, back helping out. But there's a signal of just how defensive-minded the Red Diamonds are getting now. Kashiwagi defending on the edge of the penalty area. It's going to be a wave after wave of blue pressure here until and if they find the breakthrough. Al Burak had some joy down the right-hand side. We are up and over the 1 hour mark in this game. Some empty space for Salam to run into. Salam might get another chance here. Salam, Nicola Malesi. Nawaf. Screaming for it. Oh, screaming for it on the right-hand side they were, but it's taken a deflection. It'll be a corner. Nicola Malesi, even though it's his supporters and substitutes behind the goal, not getting the ball back very quickly. So the corner's now beginning to mount up. The change is coming. Mukhtar is going to be introduced. We remained to see who's going to be sacrificed. The skipper Osama. Surely he's got to get to the end of one of these corners at some point. Nicola Malesi. Headed away at the near post by the Red Diamonds. Now can they do something on the counter? It's a lovely turn from Muto. And there's acres of space to attack for Kashiwagi. Kashiwagi through on goal. Kashiwagi! Spent a couple of moments looking up for support there when he might have been better to go head down and drive towards the goal. Nicola Malesi getting another move going for Al Hilal. The game's starting to energise now. Clever ball through, but just too much on it for Al Burak to get on the end of. And the change is about to come. Is this the tactical masterstroke from Ramon Diaz that can turn this game in its head? And I'm sure this will raise some eyebrows. Omar Kribin is the man sacrificed. Must say it's in a very quiet 61 minutes. But nonetheless, to take off the tournament's leading goal scorer. 10 goals he scored in the AFC Champions League, 6 in his last 3. It seems inconceivable that De Silva will get the 2 he needs in this game to match him at the top. So Kribin hiding his face behind the jacket. He probably knows he's going to get the top goal scorer award, but if he is going to get an AFC Champions League winners medal, it won't be with him having constructed the goal that does it on the pitch. Not a happy camper, the Syrian Omar Kribin. Mukhtar Falata, the Saudi Arabian, replaces him. Will he get any more joy out of this Red Diamonds defence? We will wait and see. Nawaf, seemingly with a ball on the edge of his boot, as if it's tied to a piece of string. New signing Mukhtar Falata for this season. He's yet to score a goal. Endo showing great strength on the ball, and it took a robust challenge to knock that out for a throw to the Red Diamonds, who are now, as it stands, 27 minutes away for their second AFC title. And if they were to lose out here to that man's Red Diamonds, as we look at Takafumi Hori, they will rue the chances they spurned in that first leg in Riyadh a week ago. The Red Diamonds have been far sharper here tonight. And the way things are going here, if they got a goal, the Red Diamonds, you'd like to think the worst they could hope for it was extra time and penalties. Remember, 1-1 if it finishes after 90 minutes here, 1 each. We will get extra time and pens. As Al Hilal and Osama try and prepare to defend this set piece. Good delivery in, and that's a defensive header, and an important one as well from the substitute Mukhtar to send it out for a corner. Yuki Abe is up for it. We've seen Al Hilal skipper go up for corners aplenty. Can Yuki Abe get on the end of this? It's flicked on. Still going to be inside the box. Muto it is. Finds Rafael da Silva. Here's Endo. Endo's cross is a teasing one. They couldn't take any chances there, but the assistant referee signals it did leave the field of play and a goal kick. So with 25 minutes gone to go here, not far off panic stations for Al Hilal. In terms of outright strikers on the bench, only Yasser Al-Qahtani to throw into the mix. Gets some great distance on his goal kicks, does Al Mayouf. Throw goes the way of Al Hilal. Great to see we haven't had too much time wasting per se from the Red Diamonds. I'm sure it might creep in, or to be fair to the Red Diamonds, if they were to get a goal, I'm sure it would definitely creep in if Al Hilal were trying to play this one out for a 1-0 win, but it's been refreshing to see so far. So often in these AFC games, particularly when they're on a knife edge like this, you get untold amounts of time added on for injury. Just 1 minute of time added on in the first half, and no need for the trainer in this second. That's a loose pass that's given away from Kashiwagi. And Al Hilal coming forward now with Sharani into Nicola Malesi. It's a nice ball to find Salem. Salem looking for Mukhtar. Might still come to Al Barak. Al Barak on the edge of the box. Al Barak with a teasing cross looking for the keeper. And he comes and claims it. Shisaku, safe pair of hands there. As the second change is coming now. Ramon Diaz has seen enough. And they're going to go 2 up top seemingly for the last 22 minutes here. Yasser entering the fray. That change, I wonder if it will happen if they score from this. Sharani. Cross comes in. Well, the Al Hilal player goes down in the box. Mukhtar looks back to the official behind the goal, nothing doing. Oh, they've allowed him to walk all the way through here. He's still going. Oh my word, what a passage of play from Al Barak. And all of a sudden, a deathly hush fell over Saitama Stadium. The coaching staff are furious with something with their own players there. But they've got to start going for bust now. You may as well lose this game 1-0 or 2-0 than draw it 0-0. It makes no difference at this stage. And having seen Mukhtar introduced, Yasser is the next man up. He is the club captain, Yasser. He's captain of the Saudi Arabian national team as well. Now truly veteran status at 35 years of age. Can the old man on campus, Yasser Al-Qahtani, be the difference maker here? As we wait to see what Takafumi Hori's response is to those changes. He's not pulled the trigger on a substitution just yet. I'm sure he'd like to keep one up his sleeve to break up any play that might happen should it still be goalless going into the final couple of minutes, as Kuroki is up on his feet okay. There you see they're now definitely 2 up top. newly introduced Yasha closing down Saku. Rafael da Silva will let that go up for a throw surely, and he does. So the seconds ticking away on this game, and are they ticking away on Al Hilal's bid to avenge that heartbreaking defeat to Western Sydney Wanderers in 2014. It was in Riyadh on that occasion, but it was a goalless draw in the second leg that did for them then as well. Arguably by far the better side across the two legs to Western Sydney Wanderers, but they didn't get the job done in front of goal when it counted, and it's the same story here. That's a great cross, face a goal, and a headed opportunity by Muto, straight at Al Majouf, and Al Hilal can breathe again. Mukhtar not getting the head on that, comes to Malesi. His setter goes straight to a red shirt. And that's a nice ball over the top. Hitting it first time, Kashiwagi. And you can see there's going to be ample opportunity for the Red Diamonds to get in behind them here. Great cross on that occasion by Ugajin. And Muto on the back stick as Mauricio is going to be introduced. So a bit of South American steel at the back. As both players goes down here. Referee, I'm sure, is going to be very conscious of time that's needed to be added on. Well, it certainly looked to be a push from Nawaf. Oh, and then there looked to be that could have been construed as a flick out there. Oh, referee having to deal with this well. He's had to show 3 yellow cards already. And Nagasawa is going to be booked. Well, if he's booking him for a flick out there, he's very fortunate indeed. Because if it's the flick out, you could argue it might have been red. But we're still 11 versus 11. Free kick going the way of the Red Diamonds. Nicola Malesi, who's let that run through, does very well to win it, but the hard work he gave himself to keep possession meant he gave up possession in the end. That's one on the right. They've got the overlapping runner in the shape of Albarak. Cross comes in, and it's met at the first defensive barrier, and that's a beautiful touch from Nagasawa. He's got plenty of space in front of him, and to the left he's got Kashiwagi. Kashiwagi brought down. Going to be a free kick. Salem. Rafael da Silva pushing the referee there. I think he wants a yellow card. He's going to get one as well. Not sure like Rafael da Silva asking for the card, but it was given. Salem goes in the book. Yellow cards, and this one's beginning to count out and count up. Well, it was a yellow card all day long, to be fair. And you have to say, we've seen Al Hilal waste an opportunity in a slightly less advantageous position than this already. Omar Cribbin unable to hit the target. What are the Red Diamonds going to do here? A goal from this would put Al Hilal under all kinds of pressure. Would then need them to get at least one, not to win the trophy, but just to take it potentially to extra time. Nicola Malesi's arguing with someone about the wall. He sent Jafali back. Nicola Malesi wants to be in that 4-man wall. They're waiting to make a change, the Red Diamonds. They're not going to make it, I don't think, until... Or are they going to make it before the free kick's been taken? Al-Mayouf. Kashiwagi, well, looks like he's going to outswing this in, is he? Kashiwagi with the outswing. Ah! What a save! Oh my word! Save of the tournament comes in the final. And Al-Mayouf has kept out Rafael da Silva's effort and kept alive Al Hilal's chances. A sensational double save. Well, in Riyadh a week ago, it was Shisaku that kept the Aurora Red Diamonds in it. And tonight, in Saitama, it's Al-Mayouf with a stunning double save. As Kazuki Nagasawa Confirmation he did pick up that yellow card. And confirmation that Ugajin, who is on a yellow, maybe sensibly is going to be replaced by Mauricio. So some South American steel for the final 60 minutes. I can't wait to see that save from Al Hilal again. It's a great delivery from the free kick from Nagasawa. And Rafael da Silva can't get much closer than that. The destiny of the trophy still in the balance, but only just. Nicola Melesi, not much space to work with here. The Red Diamonds now, 6 players crammed in a very congested middle of the park. Barak's almost danced through the entire defence on one occasion, but there's defending to do now. Kashiwagi out to Kuroki. Kuroki's cross is blocked, and I wonder now if the Red Diamonds are conscious of using these forays to eat up seconds rather than threaten the goal. Kuroki didn't seem to be in a hurry to take that in. Let's have a look at this free kick again. Brilliant delivery from Kashiwagi. And at the second bite of the cherry after the initial header was saved brilliantly. Well, that's a cross. There's just a red leg on it to get it away. Comes out to Nawaf. Thought about pulling the trigger. But there was a red shirt throwing itself in the path of the ball, and no surprise, it was Nagasawa. He seems to be everywhere in this second half. Nicola Melesi wants this. Another option for them is Salem. But all 11 red shirts now behind the ball. They're going to have to really huff and puff now, Al Hilal, to blow this red house down. Not so much Little Red Riding Hood as massive red diamonds. Barak, Nicola Melesi wants the free kick there, but play on is the call. Well, that's a back flick that's well interjected by Kuroki. Oh, that's a strong challenge from Osama. But although it's threatened to open up on a couple of occasions this match, you have to hand it to Takafumi Hori. His tactics appear to be spot on at this stage. But it's no good getting your tactics spot on for 76 minutes. Can they go a whole 90? Stifling this legendary attack of a team that have not lost in 13 games in AFC competition. Play on, Osama not penalised. But still, it's such a congested middle of the park. They're going to have to try and find a way of navigating this congestion at some point. Their option now is to go to the right, and Al Barak. There's 2 target men up front for Al Hilal now. Can they find one of them? Al Barak. Inside it goes, Nicola Melesi. Oh, his outswing of a cross. He's only ever going to find a red shirt. And now Rafael da Silva, 1 on 3. He's brought down, going to be another card here. Nawaf picks up a yellow. Rafael da Silva, his grass-splattered face, hasn't stopped running all night, and he's on the ball again. Oh, almost found Kuroki on the left-hand side. Nicola Melesi out to Salem. Salem galloping up, still Salem. Keeps possession well, but it's been the story of their night, Al Hilal, as that very late challenge goes in there. And Salem's already been booked once, he's going to be off! And Salam's reckless challenge when he knew he was on a yellow could be the final nail in the Al Hilal AFC Champions League coffin. He was walking towards the dressing room before the referee even went to his pocket. And Salam Al Dwaswari is the walking epitome of the frustrations that Al Hilal must now be feeling having been shackled and frustrated for so long. They not only need to score at least one goal now to win the trophy, they need to do it with 10 men. And a penny for the thoughts of both coaches now. Ramon Diaz has only got one more substitution up his sleeve. Takafumi Hori knows that the job has been done so well up till now, and he knew exactly what he was doing there, didn't he? Salem would have been fortunate to get away with that straight red, regardless of the fact he already picked up a yellow, made the referee's decision on that score a lot easier. But there's still only potentially one chance away, and there's another challenge now. It's getting very niggly. Don't think there's going to be a card in this one. Well, there is going to be another card in this one. And it's the substitute Yasser Al-Qatari, the 35-year-old. These yellows really starting to mount up. Well, there's no question if they can't find this goal in the final 10 minutes, this tie has been won by a sensational defensive and tactical performance tonight by Takafumi Hori, but also the wastefulness of Al Hilal in front of goal in Riyadh last week. Flag surely going to go up here. It does eventually. He's furious, is Shirani, that it didn't go up sooner. Don't envy assistant referees now with all the intricacies of the offside law. Well, that red card to Salem, has it taken the wind out of their sails? Al Hilal all of a sudden look like a team dejected and know that their destiny to win the trophy for the first time since 2000 is not to be. But they also know they've just got to conjure one chance up, and they've got the men in their team to do it. Oh, it's a lot on that ball. Looking for Mukhtar. I'm sure he'd a bit onside if it had got to him. And that's an interesting ball across the face of goal. Scrambling on the floor was Alborek. No suggestion of a penalty. Nicola Messi wins it back brilliantly. Nicola Malesi. Will he try and win a corner? Instead he gets it across the face of goal, but there's no blue shirts there to even challenge for it, let alone get on the end of it. Rafael da Silva. Play on, says the referee. Nicola Malesi. Decent delivery. And that will be a corner ball. So is there one final twist in this tale? They've led this tie, the Aurora Red Diamonds, both literally and technically with the away goal since the 10th minute of the first leg. And now with 10 minutes to go in the second leg, Malesi's corner all the way across the face of goal, doesn't drop to a blue shirt, and now the break could be on. Latif having to make do with going back to the keeper. But Al Hilal, not sure they'll be able to get over this, unlike the Red Diamonds, of course, who as it stands won't be in the competition next year. If they win it, they're only 7th in the league and not in the finals of the Emperor's Cup in Japan. They won't qualify. Oh, Nicola Malesi's taken a couple of chances, the 2 challenges in the last 5 minutes, but got the timing spot on. Al Hilal know they'll be back next year. Aurora Red Diamonds could win this unless there's a rule change. Not have a chance to win it again for at least 2 seasons. Now another change in the Red Diamonds. And it's going to be Zlatan into the fray. Well, I'm sure he's being brought into the ranks more for his height and stoutness and robustness in the challenge than any attacking prowess he has. Because surely a lot of defending to do now, as Jafali has to be careful there. Look, there's an arm in the face of Yuki Abe. Referee, isn't a good game to be fair. Ravshan Amatov, not easy officiating in these circumstances. Now, I don't think you can point to a decision he's got wrong really yet. Nawaf with the delivery. Defensive header from Kuroki. Down the right-hand side comes Otaf. Solid work at the back from Makino. That's all the way through to the keeper. There's just not enough happening in that final third for Al Hilal. I wonder if Ramon Diaz is just going to throw that third substitute on just to see if someone like Cano can create a spark. He's got Al-Khaibri as well, but the change for now is going to be Kuroki for Zlatan. So striker as striker, and I'm sure Zlatan's job will be to hold the ball up as much as possible, and if you do get a chance on a counter in a final third, go and get the corner flag acquainted with the match ball for as long as possible. Run his socks off, what a shift Kuroki's put in. But let's be honest about it, he hasn't really had a meaningful save to make. Shisaku, he made plenty of meaningful saves in the first leg, but Al Hilal just haven't got the job done offensively tonight, and they're now down to seconds rather than minutes to make it happen. Bound to get niggly in these final stages. We've already had that red card for Salem. I think that's Omar Cribin on the bench, almost in tears. Rafael da Silva wins it well in the challenge and then concedes a free kick. He'll be lucky not to go in the book for this. Da Silva and Nicola Malesi getting involved. Rafael da Silva, not your archetypal dirty player, but Nicolas Malesi and Da Silva told to grow up and man up. Got to be careful there. The two heads came into contact. If this was Korean football now, we'd probably be waiting 5 minutes for the VAR to work it out. Here's the chance for Zlatan to impress. And instead of impressing, he gives away a free kick. Well, in a game they've only managed one half-hearted effort on target. Al Hilal, despite creating plenty of openings, is there one more shot on target left in him to change the destiny of this trophy? Referee waves play on. Makino, for the most part, has been solid as a rock tonight. It's been an all-round defensive masterclass from all 11 Red Diamonds players. Far more tight, far more compact and far more disciplined than they were a week ago. And even with the freedom given to Al Hilal last week, they only managed one thanks to the heroics of Shizuku. This week, facing a tighter defence, it looks like they're going to draw a blank. Final 4 minutes. Can Al Hilal magic a goal up from somewhere? A goal now would surely make them champions. A clean sheet in the Red Diamonds will be the Champions League winners for 2017. Released down the right, Albarak. Albarak, close control, keeps the ball in. Albarak, still Albarak. Plenty of blue shirts in the box. Edge of the box. Can he pull the trigger? And not for the first time. A shot destined to be on target was blocked. Now Osama. And they concede the free kick. Shirani it is for the foul on Zlatan. Look at that, 0-0s adorn the scoreboard as the clock ticks round to just 3 minutes to play. And for all that Ramon Diaz is rightly lauded as a tactical master, for all that Al Hilal will have gone 14 games unbeaten in this competition. In fact, they'll become the first unbeaten team in the modern era to not go on to win the trophy. Just that one defeat in 40-odd games in the Asian or Arabian Club Championship. Rafael da Silva to seal it! Game, set, match! The Aurora Red Diamonds are surely now going to lift the AFC Champions League title, and Rafael da Silva has got a goal in the second leg to match his goal in the first. With his head in his hands, is the man that will still finish top scorer. But despite the golden boot going his way, Omar Cribin is in tears. He's got 10 goals in the tournament. That man, Rafael da Silva, now has 9, and crucially 3 in his last 3 games. And the Aurora Red Diamonds and Takafumi Hori are going to be worthy winners. Rafael da Silva, with blue shirts committed forward, managed to turn the usually unfathomable Osama, and he rifled a shot past Al Muyaf. They lead 1-0 on the light. They lead 2-1 in aggregate. And now a goal for Al Hilal in the final 2 minutes is only going to be enough to take it to extra time. Right, Al Hilal are now a beaten force. Al Barak can't control that ball, and Rafael da Silva, as the Masaki gets ready to come on. Al Hilal absolutely distraught. And quite simply and quite literally, when it came down to the crunch today, the discipline of the Urawa Red Diamonds, both tactically and psychologically, has been far superior to that of Al Hilal. But before I get too carried away, they could say that ship has sailed. They can still take this to extra time with a goal in the closing minutes. Right-hand side, Al Barak playing with 10. Al Hilal, remember, looked like handball, not given. Still comes out to Shalhoub, who's entered the fray in the aftermath of that goal for Rafael da Silva and the Urawa Red Diamonds. 4 minutes to be added on. Rafael da Silva, by the way, if he gets one more, will be joined at the top in the Golden Boot ruck with Omar Kribin. Zlatan, this is what he was brought on for. Holding the ball up in the final third. Just not happened for Al Hilal today, but full credit for that goes to Takafumi Hori and the Urawa Red Diamonds. A far more measured, disciplined and tactical performance than the one that still got them the away goal in a 1-1 draw last week. Rafael da Silva's lurking on the edge of the box. One more, remember, takes him to 10 goals, level with Omar Kribin. Sure, he's not even thinking about that. Eduardo as well, injured tonight, is another player you have to feel for. One of Al Hilal's talisman who came off injured. The only change in the Al Hilal lineup tonight. He's going to be picking up a loser's medal, not a winning one. Or is he? Still 2.5 minutes left for some piece of magic to once more. Well, it's just not happening, is it? If anything summed up Al Hilal's night, it's that. Another miscontrol from Al Barak, who's had some stunning moments, including dancing through the defence on one occasion midway through the second half, but the final finish has been so often the case across 180 minutes of football, just not there. Oh, Amutu's a disgrace there for going down like that. That's poor. Shouldn't have been pushed like that by the assistant coach, but he's gone down there trying to cause trouble where there is none. And now, Rafael da Silva involved. It's getting nasty, and what a shame. Mauricio involved as well. Don't want to see the showpiece occasion finish like this. The referee has done a reasonable job of calming the tension. As much as the coach is at fault for that little push, can't really give the thumbs up to the theatrical fall that followed. Oh, Maurice. Aquino there with the theatrical throw. Still 60 seconds, they got to hold out here. Goodness knows the pandemonium now if Al Hilal managed to get an equaliser. Oh, lovely play from Al Barak. But again, he's just being asked to do too much on his own on that right-hand side, and you can't help but feel he's one of the few players left on the pitch that actually think Al Hilal can pull this out. They're still waiting to bring on Umasaki. There's not a break and play in the next 30 seconds. They won't get a chance to. Well, somehow, Al Barak's come away with this. And now it's hacked clear by Muto. And Al Marouf, surely only one option here. Hit this hard, hit this long, and pray that a blue head gets on the end of it, followed by a blue boot. Zlatan smashes that one clear, so he is going to get the briefest of cameos, Umasaki, and he's going to have the honour of being on the pitch in about 20 seconds' time, and the referee's whistle is blown. Umasaki, what a shift Kashiwagi has put in. And I'm told that Kashiwagi, substitute there, is going to get the most valuable player award. And there you have it, for the first time since 2007. The Urawa Red Diamonds, aided and assisted by 68,000 plus in the fortress that is Saitama, have beaten Al Hilal by a 1-0 to win 2-1 in aggregate, and for the second time in their illustrious history, become champions of the AFC. It was a late goal that sealed the deal. Rafael da Silva with his 9th of the competition with just 2 minutes left on the clock, and that came after, in the 78th minute, Salem Al-Dawsari was given a second yellow, and rightly so, for a very cynical stamp. The man you're looking at there is Omar Kribin. He had finished the tournament's top scorer, but at his scant consolation, somehow Ramon Diaz is managing a right smile, but he must be heartbroken inside as the Al Hilal skipper Osama trudges off. The smiles are all from the men wearing red. Their skipper was an absolute colossus, Yuki Abe. Throughout the game, the tears are flowing for Abe and others. Yuki Abe, remember, was part of the squad that won the competition as a Red Diamond in 2007. The only surviving member in the matchday squad today from that historic night. And the Urawa Red Diamonds, who are currently 7th in the J-League and almost certain not to qualify for next year's competition, have finished this year's AFC Champions League as champions. And you have to say, maybe fortunate to get away with a 1-1 draw a week ago in Riyadh, but there was nothing fluky about this 0 victory. The tactical masterclass from Takumi Fort-Yori that stifled Al Hilal's attack. And Al Hilal, well, they've avoided at least the feat of becoming the only unbeaten team throughout the competition not to go on and lift the trophy, but because of Rafael da Silva's goal, they have been beaten on the night, and they have been beaten in the final. And let's just listen and soak in this incredible atmosphere as the Urawa Reds, courtesy of an 88th minute Rafael da Silva goal, have beaten Al Hilal by a 0 on the night. They win 2-1 in aggregate. Just listen to this. And of course, the Urawa Red Diamonds victory qualifies them for the 2018 FIFA Club World Cup that will be held in the UAE. The confirmed teams for that competition, well, some of the bigger names: Chelsea, Manchester City and Spurs. As Rafael da Silva gets the player of the match, I'm told the MVP of the tournament has gone to Kashiwagi. Yasuki will await confirmation of that, but Rafael da Silva with that goal, his 3rd in the final 3 games, the biggest games arguably. He's got a goal in each of the legs of the final and a goal in the 2nd leg of the semi to finish on 9 for the tournament. Still, Yuki Abe struggling to compose himself as he gets ready to pick up his second AFC Champions League winner medal. And what about this man? We have to give him a mention. Nishikawa Shisaku didn't have much to do today in truth, but what a performance last week. Let's hear Rafael da Silva's talking.
Muita alegria. Só a gente sabe que eu passei essa semana machucado, tomando injeção, tratando e fui recompensado com esse gol e com esse título maravilhoso. Estou muito feliz.
もう本当に、言葉にならないような喜びです。もう本当に皆さん、存じてないかもしれないですけれども、今週1週間、ずっと怪我、を、うまくもう本当に乗り越えるのが非常に大変でして、もう本当にそういった難しい中でも、みんなで乗り越えることができました。非常に良かったです。
あなたにとっては移籍をしてこの仲間と勝ち取ったアジア王者ですが、どんな思いですか？
Espero que seja o primeiro de muitos, né? Vamos continuar trabalhando firme e para coroar esse ano esse título foi muito importante para a gente.
もう本当にこれから数、たくさん取っていく中で、そのまず一つなんですけれども、もう本当にチームとして、素晴らしい戦いが、これからも繰り広げられるだろうし、もう本当に素晴らしい、形でみんなが乗り越えてくれたことに感謝しています。
苦しい戦いだったと思います。でも浦和のサポーターの声はすごかった。どうでしたか？
Adrenalina maravilhosa, esse torcedor que nos apoia o tempo todo e a gente correu, se esforçou o máximo, demos 100% de cada um ajudando o outro para conseguir essa vitória e esse presente maravilhoso para eles.
もう非常に 100% のアドレナリンを、保った状態でプレーさせてもらいましたけれども、もう皆さんの後押しが、僕らを、強くしてくれたと思います。もう本当にこれなしには、今日の勝利というのはなかったと思うので、本当に皆さんに心から感謝しています。
さあこの後はクラブワールドカップです。意気込み一言お願いします。
Agora é outro campeonato, né? Vamos comemorar aqui e descansar para chegar forte também no Mundial e poder fazer um bom trabalho.
まずは休息して、そして次のトーナメント、クラブワールドカップっていう素晴らしいトーナメントに参加できるように、チームとして頑張っていきたいと思います。
見事なゴール、ラファエル・シルバ選手でした。おめでとうございます。
Obrigado, arigato.
I'm embarrassed to say my Portuguese and Japanese is very limited, but suffice to say, Rafael da Silva, man of the match and scorer of the sole goal in this second leg of the 2017 AFC Champions League final, is a very happy man, as are the untold thousands, in excess of 65,000 we're told. The vast majority, of course, wearing red. They're delighted as well. Heartbreak on the faces of the Al Hilal players, who certainly would have got into this two-legged tie as favourites, but it's just not been a happy hunting ground, this competition, for the teams from the West, has it, in recent years? Only recent victory for the West is the 2011 triumph of Al Said, who had to go to penalties to get the better of Jeonbuk by 4-2. Of course, this win takes the total of Japanese winners to 6, still a hefty 5 behind Korea's 11. But with Korea's struggles in the competition this year, they'll be looking for an improved showing with Jeonbuk's return to AFC Champions League action next season. Smiles all around. Kashiwagi, I am told, he is the most valuable player of the tournament. We are going to get this trophy presentation soon, of course. Utter pain for the players of Al Hilal, who'll have to come up and get their losers' medals. Omar Cribbett, I don't think he stopped crying since the final whistle went. He was substituted, remember, with 20-odd minutes to go. He's then, I think, got to go and pick up the top scorer award. That's going to be painful for him, as this magical Red Diamond fan base, with a Rafael da Silva shirt being held aloft. At least 3 of them in that shot alone. So the award ceremony is on the way. We're going to get the referees presented with a commemorative award, and rightly so. Great game from Ravshan Ermatov of Uzbekistan and his assistants Valentin Kovalenko and Tantashev Ilgiz. That man Yuki Abe getting ready to pick up the Champions League trophy 10 years after he picked up a winner's medal as a Red Diamond. What about that for a way to top and tail your career a decade apart? Yuki Abe, 26 when he won it for the first time. He's going to be 36 when he wins it for the second. And poor old Yasser Al-Qahtani, if Yuki Abe is the veteran of the Red Diamonds, Al-Qahtani, no question, the veteran of Al Hilal. You have to wonder whether he'll get another opportunity. Plenty of these players, of course, you'd expect to see in the World Cup, with both Saudi Arabia and Japan qualified. As Rafael da Silva celebrates with Makino Tomoyaki. So we'll have the referee commemorative award, then the fair play award. Be interesting to see which team picks up that. Won't be Al Hilal after tonight, that's for sure. Top scorer award, which, as mentioned before, goes to Omar Kribin with 10. Just one in front of Rafael da Silva after his goal tonight. Then the MVP, which I am reliably informed is Kashawagi. And then the painful walk up to the podium for Al Hilal to get the runners-up medal before the Aurora Red Diamonds, in front of a crowd that I think no one's left the stadium to a cacophony of noise, will be confirmed with the trophy as the 2007 AFC Champions League winners. And the 36th winners of the AFC Champions League are from Japan. And it's the side that incredible support have been behind from the first whistle to the last. I said the first whistle, the fan zone was packed for the Japanese football fans fully 5 hours before kickoff. And I should think the fan zone, I hope it's got a late license, because they're going to be quite busy into the wee hours in Japan. Just 20 past 3 of the afternoon, local time in Riyadh. In Japan, 20 past 9 at night, so they got a good couple of hours available to them to party. And that star that signifies 2007, they're either going to have to get a bigger stadium to let the mural encounter 2 stars next time round, or they're going to have to make the stars smaller. Of course, it remains to be seen what the AFC do about this, but just to remind you, with such a dismal showing in the league this season, the Aurora Red Diamonds only 7th with a couple of games to go. They are not going to qualify through domestic avenues for next season's competition. We saw it with Liverpool in the early 2000s. I wonder whether the AFC will make a special dispensation to let the Red Diamonds defend their crown. They're not going to qualify via the league, and they are not in the final stage of the Emperor's Cup in Japanese domestic football. A simply magical atmosphere here. These Japanese supporters have been absolutely sensational, and the discipline they're showing with their choreography of their chanting and support is only been bettered by the disciplined nature of the performance that their heroes have given them tonight. Topped off with that goal that sealed it, a special goal as well from Rafael da Silva, who worked hard all night for Al Hilal. They are now joined on 2 titles by the Red Diamonds, and Al Hilal, in truth, let's be honest, they may have started the game as a shot at winning it, but as it progressed they looked less likely to win, not more likely. And they won't be adding to their titles won in 1991 and 2000. A win today would have taken them level on Pohang Steelers' 3 wins, but instead they're stuck on 2, and they've now finished runners-up Al Hilal 3 times, which of course is 1 more time than they've actually gone on to win it. And this will hurt just as much as that defeat in 2014 to Western Sydney Wanderers, I'm sure. Maybe even more so, because they'll know coming into this game that they should have put some daylight between themselves and the Japanese side, and then they've really not performed to their best ability. Let's get down to the trophy presentation then, and just soak in this magical atmosphere at the 2017 AFC Champions League final. You're watching live pictures from Saitama in Japan. What a moment for this Japanese youngster, bringing the trophy. On to the platform. Remember the trophy, seems a long time ago now, was brought on by King Kazu, a Japanese legend, the 1993 Asian Player of the Year. And there's at least, well, including the substitute, 16 Japanese players that have written their names into AFC folklore tonight. As the various dignitaries from the member associations and of course the AFC itself gather on the podium, we can now start the presentation.
As an appreciation to the match officials of the final, we would like to invite Mr. Chen Long-Yu, AFC Vice President and Chairperson of the AFC Referees Committee, to present the commemorative medals to the referees of the final match. Please welcome on stage the referee of the final match, Lakshan Irumato. Assistant referee 1, Abdul Hamidullah Nasro. Assistant referee 2, Jahangir Sagar. Fourth official, Mahmoud Said Hashmi. Additional assistant referee 1, Valentin Kumarenko.
Great job from our five-man team, or I should say six-man team, shouldn't I, with the two officials behind the goal now, all from Uzbekistan, led by Ravshan Ermatov. And let's also take a minute to remember our Jordanian referee, Aham Makamda, and his side from the first leg, in an era where we're so easy and quick to criticise match officials, sometimes rightly so. The two officiating teams over the two legs have done the AFC absolutely proud. Al Hilal can have no arguments with Salam's red card, and the officials did a superb job. Congratulations to them.
The AFC Championship 2017 Fair Play Award. Please welcome Mr. Salam Al-Mohammadi, AFC Vice President, Chairperson of the AFC Competitions Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Fair Play is Urama Diamonds.
Well, how about that for a unique double? The Fair Play Award winners are the champions, and that doesn't happen too often, let me tell you. Yuki Abe, well, I know this isn't the trophy he really wants to lift, but he's going to lift it anyway.
This award is presented to the team who has performed with the greatest merit throughout the tournament in the virtue of fair play. AFC Championship 2017 Top Goal Scorer Award will be presented by AFC President, His Excellency Sheikh Salam bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa.
Marvellous to have the AFC president with us in Japan tonight. This is going to be painful though for Omar Kribin, I can tell you.
From Al Hilal SFC, who scored a total of 10 goals throughout the tournament.
Well, that limb would suggest it was injury that forced him off. He is in floods of tears. And this is the award that ultimately for him, I'm sure, means nothing without the main trophy. He finishes a goal clear of Rafael da Silva, who finished with 9, but Omar Kribin, 10 goals, 6 in the last 3 prior tonight, but crucially from an Al Hilal and Omar Kribin perspective, it now ends up being 6 in the last 4. And that's a trophy that I think he'll show respect by clinging on to, but don't be surprised if that's thrown against the dressing room wall and torn into 1,000 pieces later on.
2017 Most Valuable Player of the competition presented by Toyota will be awarded by AFC President, His Excellency Sheikh Salam bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa. The AFC Championship 2017 Most Valuable Player of the competition presented by Toyota is Yosuke Kashiwagi from
It was confirmation that Yasuaki Kashiwagi is the MVP of the entire tournament. Rafael da Silva, remember, man of the match, but this is the man of the tournament. Al Hilal come up short. The incredible record of not losing in 13 AFC Champions League matches comes to an end at the crucial moment. Beaten tonight by a 1-0. And although they've had a lot of fans the world over for their brand of football to get here, and they remain dominant domestically, and we'll see them in the Champions League next season, of course, with the footballing calendar, meaning the Saudi Arabian representatives are backdated to last season. They're currently 8 games into their domestic campaign. But they'll have to rebuild and go again. 17 years of hurt since the second of their 2 previous wins in the AFC Champions League. And they have to wait an extra year. They'll rue that first leg, I'm sure. They created enough opportunities to win, probably by 2 or 3 goals, even allowing for the fact they conceded that away goal inside 10 minutes. And plenty of these players will be ripping these medals off, I'm sure. It's not what you like to see, but these professional athletes, winning is everything, and you can see from the way the medals are coming straight off. Second is nothing. Eduardo injured for tonight. Would it have been a different story if he'd have been able to play the full 180 minutes? We'll never know. Raymond Diaz is conducting himself with dignity throughout this whole process, but I'm sure he's bitterly disappointed. And now, with the Urawa Red Diamonds very much at the tail end of the J-League campaign, Al Hilal had to get straight back to domestic business. 4 points off the top, having played 8 games. They've already got 3 games in hand of Al Ali, who are currently leading the Saudi Arabian League. Al Hilal, of course, having to give the other teams in front of them games ahead because of their late run to this final. Well, the sound you're hearing at home is very muted, but I can assure you there are still probably 50,000 plus in the stadium. And I shall remain as quiet as I can when they finally announce the winners of this trophy, because the roof is going to come off the Saitama Stadium. Look at that. Have you ever seen as many fans still in their seats somewhat 20 minutes after the final whistle sounded? They're not willing to miss this special piece of history. It's the Urawa Red Diamonds about to pick up their second AFC Champions League crown.
And finally, the moment we have all been waiting for, the champions who has won the AFC Champions in 2017. It is our honor to welcome AFC President, His Excellency Sheikh Salman bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa, and Mr. Kozo Tashima, President of Japan Football Association, to present the medals. Ladies and gentlemen, the champions of the AFC Champions in 2017 is Urawa Diamonds.
Have a listen to this. An incredible home record. They've won all 7 of their home games in the competition this season. They've lost plenty away from home, don't worry about that. Lost 2 in the group stage, and even in the knockout stages they were beaten in Jeju, beaten at Kawasaki as well. But every time they had the second leg to look forward to back here at Saitama. And talk about footballing fortresses. Saitama is the home of the champs. And the misery and abject defeat on the faces of Al Hilal. What contrast here with the smiles and sheer joy being shown by every member of the Urawa Red Diamonds squad. As Yuki Abe, who's already lifted the Fair Play Award, as some fans break down in tears, is now going to get the trophy they all want. There's Rafael da Silva, man of the match. 9 goals in the tournament for he, and crucially, 3 goals in the last 3 games. You can't get bigger than that. A goal in each of the legs of the final, and that crucial goal in the second leg of the semi-final, remember, that took them through against Shanghai. And it's really, as you were, the semi-final, they drew one each in Shanghai, won 1-0 at home in the second leg, and they've done the same against Al Hilal of Saudi Arabia. So as we stand by to side off and leave you with pictures of the biggest celebration Japan will see this year, it's congratulations. The 36th edition of the 2017 AFC Champions League has been won for the second time in their history by Japan's Urawa Red Diamonds. $3 million in prize money. It's not to be sniffed at, but what they really want is that silver trophy about to be presented by the president of the AFC. Tonight belongs to Yuki Abe and the Urawa Red Diamonds.
اوكي تمام خلاص.